DNA testing at birth.
Mandatory
DNA testing at birth. I don't agree with that.
What?
The DNA test results show that Mr. Smith, you are not Monica's father.
I think
You know, these modern women always have a problem with something that might expose them for doing things that they should not have been doing, to be honest with you.
That the United States making DNA testing mandatory is stupid.
Tennessee is making a significant change with House Bill 2689, requiring paternity tests before signing birth certificates. This is a critical move, as studies show that around 1/3 of men tested may not actually be the biological father. By mandating these tests, the number of incorrect father identifications could grow. Moreover, the state is cracking down on maternity fraud, making it a punishable crime.
You know, they talk about men not getting houses and the number of single women purchasing homes and outpacing men. But you know, for a third of these fellas, if they if they could keep that child support money for not being the father of that child, then maybe they could save up a little bit for a down payment and get their own stuff.
Oh, look at Daddy.
He's not my dad.
Really, Ava?
He's not. My dad's in jail and I miss him.
I'm recording.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Stop.
Really?
Stop.
She actually should have checked her daughter right then and there. I mean, the man is helping you out, helping your child out, and you couldn't say, hey, no, we're not going to do that. Instead, you decided.
Recording.
Really? In front of the fucking house?
Stop recording.
Don't worry, I'm gonna unlock it. In front of the...
And this is why people are getting DNA tests right here. That's why men are getting paternity tests.
Face, bro? That's your face? Really? In front of the house?
Bye.
In front of the house.
Okay, bye.
In front of the house.
Okay, bye.
The only day I wake up early, this is what you're doing out here?
Okay, bye.
6 a.m. in the morning, in your heard, in front of the
Bye.
house.
Bye.
In front of the house, bro.
Bye.
Can I have my shirt?
Bye.
You gotta... Bro. In front of the fucking house.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Bro, how long you been talking to her, bro?
They don't care, man. They'll do all that freaky stuff right there in front of them. I mean, they have no shame. And then she don't want to talk. She don't have nothing to say. Well, if you don't have nothing to say, you don't need to be here at all. You can't explain it. I mean, I guess there ain't nothing to explain.
She didn't tell you about me? Bro, right?
I'm over here in the hospital, y'all. Finna give birth to his child. And he over here questioning me, talking about, is this really his baby? Like, what are you talking about? Do you really think I'm sitting here have you up here at the hospital and everything with me just for nothing? Are you serious right now? What kind of baby dad does that right when we finna have this baby? Like, are you serious? You really gonna sit here and question the baby talking about, oh, can you get DNA test? No, you're not getting no DNA test after this. I'm not doing that. This is your child. If you don't believe it's your child, then you could go ahead and go.
I mean, whether you want to do it or not, that'll be your business. But the fact of the matter is, this DNA test is about to get taken care of.
My wife has been cheating on me with this guy, apparently.
Apparently right now there's a huge debate on whether or not paternity tests should be mandatory. A lot of women are against it, to no surprise whatsoever. A lot of them are saying that they would divorce their husband immediately if he asked them for a paternity test.
He is the father. 72 hours. He has a tattoo on his private parts. He was the only one there. I know father. He is not the father. How many times do I have to say that? No, I don't want to see a tattoo. All I want to see was these numbers to see what the probability was going to look like of him being the father. He is not the father. Now,
that was way too much, by the way.
You have a tattoo. Excuse me. You know what? I don't even see why you all need to be having a conversation right now.
Me neither. These modern women be on their worst behavior, and when they get caught, then all of a sudden they know in their spirit, they know deep down, the universe told them, lying, that's not the father of your child.
You are not the father, which means that you will not be placed on any type of child support or anything today. Now you, Miss McKinney, you do have the right to petition someone else who you may think is the father.
There is no one else, Your Honor. It was him. He has a tattoo on his private part. I was with him and the tattoo for 72 hours. I know what I felt. I know what I saw. Okay, it was him.
Nah, you didn't know what you felt. or else you wouldn't be in court right now. Maybe you wouldn't pay attention because what the test says is something different from what you claim it.
There is a probability of something else though.
Okay.
You were probably with somebody else too within that previous 72 hours.
Oh, Your Honor, you tried it.
There's no shade, just facts.
30%.
That's 30% of all men who go to actually get paternity tested turn out to not be the father. So out of every 100, 30 of those will not be the dad.
My ex-boyfriend told me that, married or not, if I ever had his baby, that he would want a DNA test before he would accept that child as his own. When he told me that, I was like, what? It honestly pissed me off. We got into it. I was telling him how he made it seem like he didn't trust me and all these different things. And he was saying, no, that's not it. You don't understand because you're a woman and you would never have to question if that child is yours or not once you have it. Even if you trust someone, you could still have that small percentage of a chance that that child is truly not yours. And then he was saying how if it truly is my child, then what is the issue?
And in those cases and situations, they're wanting a man to just suck it up. Just suck, even if it's not your child, just trust in me. Suck it up and just take care of this baby with me. When, if the roles were reversed, or if a man said, hey, can you pay for this dinner tonight? Let me get you on the next run. They're not trusting the man to do that.
It's 99.9% not compatible. So you got pregnant around the time you were with me.
Are you crazy?
No, it's nothing to go back about. Who was you f***ing?
I don't even know how to start this video, and I've tried to start it about 10 times, but I think we should start by saying a massive thank you to everyone who commented or reached out to me about my video about the DNA test. I can now confirm that I did receive the results today, and
and that's the face of a contrite spirit, a broken heart. I thank everybody who commented, who sent me messages of support, who liked my post. I talked a lot of trash. I made a fool of myself, and I didn't quite know it then, but now that the results are come out, yeah, I should have kept that offline.
oh my god, I think I'm gonna cry again.
Dry it up.
I'm just so...
And it's amazing. It's amazing. You know, people will see this and still support. The woman done lied. She didn't lie. Y'all supporting somebody that bold-faced lied. Oh, well, you know, we all of us lie at some point or another. Man, maybe true enough, but just to sit up there, oh, here's some money to make you feel good. For lying? For lying? Shouldn't that be shame? But they'll support each other till the end, even though they dead wrong. Dead wrong.
I can't stop crying.
My husband wants a divorce. Actually, no, he said that he wants a dissolution. I just quit my full-time job to take a part-time job at the school. That way I can get myself through school to get my RN degree. Now he wants to separate, and I have no idea how I'm going to do it. One, I am so sad for our daughter. She's always had mommy and daddy there, and it breaks my heart that she has to go through this. But also, like, how the f am I gonna afford to live? How am I going to be able to provide for myself and her? I think I'm just still in shock right now. Like, is this really happening? Yeah, it is. I don't know. If you guys have any advice, just let me know.
This is a perfect example of how women will always think about themselves when it comes to a breakup or a dissolution or a divorce. Because why is it as a society we've normalized just breaking up? Imagine if these same women put in the same amount of energy into fixing a relationship as they do in planning their exit. And all that's really going to happen is she's going to find some simp loser that wants to put up with her kids and basically take care of her and do the bare minimum as a stepdad, because basically he's easier to manipulate because her ex-husband
Well, I think it's like she said, it's me, me, me. It's about what I want to do. I'm so sorry. I'm gutted for my daughter. I'm floored for my daughter. You're not. That's what you wanted. And modern women, they only think about themselves.
Dangerous. You know what's dangerous? A strong, independent woman with a brain. Quick history lesson for you. Back in the day, it was the women that protected the village from predators. Help me!
Don't worry, I'll find a woman. Is there a strong, independent woman around here?
Hell no.
I never growing up had anything designer. You know, my mom wouldn't let me. I think I got my first pair of Louboutins when I graduated high school. It makes me emotional, actually.
Apparently, every girl's ex was toxic or abusive, and she was perfect. You know, recent studies from the University of Delusion have confirmed that no woman has ever been the problem. All right? Like, I've never heard a girl say, yeah, it was me. You know, he tried really hard, but I gaslit him and keyed his car. Never. It's always he was insecure, he manipulated me, he didn't know how to handle a real woman. All right, that's fine. I don't even care. But listen, if you've had 11 boyfriends in 9 years and every single one of them had the same problem, at some point, just mathematically speaking, that just can't be true. Right? And I'm not saying he wasn't toxic. I'm just saying you weren't out here being Mary Magdalene either. And now every time a guy asks for a basic respect, he's controlling. Every time he checks in, he's giving narcissist. It's wild how every ex becomes a villain.
And the funny thing about it is, men are not claiming to be perfect. They're not claiming to have it all together. But I think a person with common sense is smart enough to know that, hey, maybe not everything is my fault. You're sitting up here trying to blame me for everything, and you haven't even taken accountability for your part in it. Modern women do that. They try to make it seem like everything is your fault. You did the wrong thing, and there's nothing to discuss. You apologize and we'll move on. And maybe I'll apologize for, oh, well, I'm sorry for the way everything turned out. No, you were wrong. You need to apologize for being wrong.
Would you A, help me fix it? Like come out, help me fix it. B, buy me a new car. Or C.
Aware of the fact that my wife, on one of her rare visits to London, had a credit card stolen, and I monitored the use of the card, and I have to say I didn't report it to the police because the thief was spending less than she was.
How you ladies doing? Can I ask y'all a question? Sure. What's more important in a relationship, communication or finances?
I'm a married lesbian, so I don't know.
What?
Sorry, do you know where the post office is? I'm a married lesbian.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill?
Sounds like a valid question to me, but I wonder how she feels about it.
If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now.
Wait a minute. Do y'all hear this? So, because he want women to be able to pay their own bills and stay the out his pockets, he don't need to be dating?
You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together so that doesn't bother you. Phil.
They're going to call you broke, Doc. That's what they're doing. That's what they say nowadays. If he's not willing to give me stuff and give it generously, and get this, I saw the other day a clip of a woman saying, you got to watch out for the men that will pay for everything, but they won't give you an allowance. And I was like, what? Yeah, they'll pay for everything. Like they'll take you out to the $500 dinners, but they won't buy you a car or buy you a purse. They want to be in control of everything. I'm like, what? Have we seriously gotten to the point to where we're complaining and crying about that? It just goes to show you that for modern women, you truly cannot make them happy.
Where's your G-Wagon?
Are you 24?
Yeah.
Imagine buying your G-Wagon 6 years after somebody drove that car. Would you want that car still?
No.
So you being 30, why would he want you?
Yeah. So my baby sister just got her first car. So let's go see it.
Oh, she missed the turn. Oh!
I just left the tire shop because I had to get a tire replaced. Obviously, I had a flat tire.
Just by the title of this video, entitlement coming in 3, 2, 1.
And as I'm getting out of my car to hand it over to the folks, there's 2 seats, 2 like folding chairs sitting under an umbrella, both occupied by grown men. And as I'm getting out of my car, one of the guys looks over at me, looks at my car, and I'm thinking he's about to offer me his seat.
And there you have it, only 10 seconds later. Ladies, why do y'all feel so entitled to what people already have? Y'all do this with men in every facet of life. It's not just with giving up seats. Y'all literally walk around thinking just because I am a woman, I am entitled to things. A creator by the name of the Black Shawn Michaels once said, ladies, what is something that is socially acceptable that men can require from women? Because women have a laundry list of what they think men should be or what they should be doing. But what is it that men can actually say in return? Not to mention, what millennium are you living in? Feminism killed chivalry long time ago. Y'all wanted equality. This is what it looks like. How many times do we have to say this? You can't have special treatment, i.e. chivalry, and have equality. That's not how this works. You should have got there before those men and got to the chair first.
He goes, is that a hybrid? No, he goes, is that electric? And I'm like, no, it's a hybrid. And he goes, how do you like it? Why are you talking to me?
So the same man that can't even spark up a general conversation about something basic about your car is the same man that you want to give up his seat to you. Lost your mind.
Offer me your seat. Where's the chivalry? Like, what the? It's hot as hell. Why did you not offer me your seat, sir?
Same reason why you didn't offer him your number when he sparked up a conversation. No one's entitled to give you anything the same way.
What you guys don't understand is the way I see him laughing down at the bottom. Y'all don't understand. Chivalry is still alive and well. You're just not receiving the benefits of it because you're not worth being chivalrous too. Like, you're not worthy of it. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but you guys, y'all aren't loyal. Y'all get on here, y'all post thirst traps, y'all sit up here and continue to do and say the wrong things. Y'all talk about the men that you want, and then you're not the woman that a man wants in no form or fashion. Some of y'all are absolutely beautiful, drop dead gorgeous, but everything else behind that, your life is in shambles, man.
So a lady posted this on Twitter. She's like, may this type of love chase me or find me, with a crying emoji. This type of love, make I show you. This type, yeah. Guy where they show up with presents, then flowers, then things. Yeah, that be what women say then they want. If you ask, if I should, I'm putting this question out. Women, what do you want? They will all describe a guy like this. Guy where every day they bring them flowers. Guy where every day they spend on them, they give them gifts, then things. Bro, then go tell you, say, this be the type of guy they want. This be the type of guy, then they classify as good men or a good man. But bro, make a bust your mind. The guy quoted the tweet and said, I'm the guy in these pics, by the way. She got impregnated by her personal trainer that I paid for. And opened maxed out 3 credit cards in my name before leaving for Hawaii with him. My brother, they know they like good men. Me, I tell you.
Care about women's money. We don't care about women's competence. We don't care about women's height. We don't care about all the things that you care about in a man. Attraction isn't symmetrical, it's asymmetrical. So you became the man that you want. So all these other guys that you're meeting, they don't qualify for you. But the only guy that did meet your standards, guess what? You didn't qualify for him.
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
You just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8".
I didn't judge his character.
But okay, but you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for.
Give me a second. No, he's just...
I was never speaking down on you. I was speaking to the queen in you.
Never makes a man think, like, if he's been really unsuccessful in his career, like, what is she doing that I'm not?
Not in a relationship. I think the reason why most women think that a man is insecure by them going out there and chasing a bag is because women like to project. So they project how they view the man. How you view the man, you know that you're getting the bag and he's lacking. So you already view him as less. So since you view him as less, you project and you think that he views himself as less. So subconsciously you're projecting on a man, but in reality, he doesn't see himself as less. That just chilling while you paying the bills. You taking the L in that situation. Gotcha.
I've actually been with a wealthy man. My ex-fiance was very wealthy, and it was not worth it.
What did he do?
Usually men wealthier could affect you emotionally and financially of him having power over you.
You were in a relationship with a man that was sacrificing his energy and his time to provide you a nice, comfortable life. And you didn't truly appreciate the things that he did because you are the problem within your own head.
How am I the issue?
I got you. I'll give it back to you. I'll let you speak. Hold on. It's my podcast.
I let you speak.
No, I let you rock and tell the whole story. You drove all the way out here from Massachusetts, so you're going to get this work. So pay attention and listen. You just said that you were in a relationship with a man and he was paying all the bills, but you said it's a problem when you get with a man that's making more money than you. And we're asking you, what's that problem? Where did you get this independence that makes you think that you can't appreciate a man that's making a whole lot of money? Where did this come from? What I'm telling you, it was socially constructed for you to have this mindset via the feminist movement. So you broke up with a dude for no reason. Hypothetical. You're married and your best female friend wants you to go on a girls trip. You going?
Why would I not go?
Next.
I would go.
Okay, next.
Go.
You going?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. Yeah.
This hypothetical is to let y'all know, the ones that said yes, why you not married.
Gotcha, bitch.
And once again, she's not going to listen to you, Doc. These modern women, they don't care about that. I think a lot of these modern women don't even care about feminism, to be honest with you. They just care about what it has done. The moment the feminist movement tells them, or feminism, anything in general, just tells them to be responsible, to think and act responsibly, oh, I don't want that part of feminism. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for the part where we get over on men. We're doing better than men. We can talk to men any kind of way. We can act like men oppressed us so bad that we just trash them. Oh, well, you're not hired because you're not. Oh, I'm in the position to where I can hire you or fire you or whatever nonsense that she's got going on. That's the position that they want to be in. And they're not looking for any kind of instruction.
When I say I'm single and people are like, oh, don't worry, you're gonna find someone. No, I'm not single because I lack of options. I'm single because it's a choice. No one can handle me. I cannot even handle myself.
Is anybody else feeling so frustrated with the fact that they're single? Like, I understand that it's God's timing, and when I tell you I trust in that man with my whole life, I mean it. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm still frustrated about it. And that's okay because I'm being raw with my feelings. God wants us to bring our feelings to him and be vulnerable with them. And if I'm being vulnerable, I'm so frustrated. And I know I can't be the only one. So if you're feeling the same way, let's talk about it. What are you struggling with? Because I know I can't be the only one that's feeling this way. And it's so frustrating when people tell you it'll happen when you least expect it, or are your standards too high, or like all the other things that people tell you. Because I have faith in people. I know that there's wonderful people out there. I'm not saying that the dating scene is trash or anything, because I know that there's wonderful people. I think social media has clouded a lot of things and made it more difficult for people to find authentic relationships. But I think that there's wonderful, wonderful people out there. I'm just saying that I know I can't be the only one that's feeling so frustrated in this season of my life. And I know that God will provide, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm so frustrated. So if you're feeling this, or if you resonate with this, let's all talk about it, because I don't think it's talked about.
You know, she said something to the effect of trusting God with her whole life and meaning it. But when he sends a man to you, then you don't trust him then. And most modern women don't. They say they do, but they actually don't.
And I think that we're pissed off because we've been praying for years that God answers our prayer to be marriage, that we therefore don't think that he ever answers prayers. But my challenge for you is, what if instead of getting angry at God for not answering the one big prayer that you have, you start writing down your daily prayers where you can see them and see how he answers those. And I'm telling you to do this because when we start to see the small things answered, it gives us more hope that he'll answer the big one. Because I think what the enemy does is that he comes in and makes us believe that God never answers prayers. He is so cruel, because if we're still single and we want to be married and he's not answering that, then what the heck is God doing? Challenge for you. Write down the small prayers for that day. Write down your prayers for that week. See how he starts to answer the small things, and trust him that he is big enough to answer the big.
I am just so sick and tired of being single. I am sick and tired of chasing people that don't like me back. I am sick and tired of not being loved. I just want to be treated like a princess and be loved. And to love, is that too much? Am I asking for too much?
The men in my comment section are like, you're just mad that guys don't want to date you. Yeah, you're totally right. I have these eyes and this smile and this face, this hair, this voice, this body, and this femme aesthetic. And my problem is just that nobody wants to date me. I'm so lonely and sad, and I have no options at all. Never mind that my options include women and non-binary and genderqueer folks. Gosh, whatever is a single girl to do?
She don't have a clue. The way you think is the same way that modern women think. So you're thinking, oh, I have loads of options. Now it's just not men. It's women and all these other people that I can date. I have endless options. And that right there is going to be your downfall.
Girl, and right now you're just kind of low-key mad at God for not bringing you the one. You've been waiting a long time, and you feel like you're on the verge of making a bad decision, whether it's dating someone or marrying someone you know you shouldn't, or dating a non-believer, or sleeping with someone, or getting into sexual stuff before marriage. This is for you. Here are 3 things that I did when I was at the very same place that I'm describing. And these 3 things really kind of held me back from the brink when I was ready to just throw it all away, because I was frustrated that I had been waiting on God so long and he hadn't come through for me. The first thing you gotta do is you gotta surround yourself with godly friends and godly community. This is so critical. This could be your church. This could be your small group. This could be your roommates. This could be Christian friends. Preferably all of those things. And if you feel like you don't have a godly Christian community that can kind of like act as a buffer or accountability for you, ask God. Say, hey, God, I need some godly community to be an encouragement for me in my life and to help kind of keep me in check. Secondly, do not allow your pissed off feelings towards God to drive you away from him. You gotta stay in the Word, and you gotta keep praying and sharing your struggles and your frustrations to the Lord. When I was 27 and single and frustrated, my quiet times weren't perfect. No, I wasn't spending enough time with the Lord, but I was still praying. I was still going to church, and I was still in the Word of God. And these things really helped to just push me through a difficult time. Don't let your heart become calloused to the things of the Lord because of your attitude towards him. This is the time you need to lean into him and allow him to comfort you and allow him to strengthen you. And finally, last but not least, do not live alone during this vulnerable time if you can. And do not travel alone to meet a guy. If you're dating long distance or whatever and you're going to visit him, don't go by yourself. And maybe this isn't forever, but if you're in a vulnerable time, you need to be honest with yourself and you need to have built-in accountability. And here's a personal story for you. When I was in that season, I was frustrated, I was single, I was just ready to throw it all away. I visited my friend in Nashville and I stayed with her while I was there. And at the same time, I went on a Bumble date with a guy who was a drummer, and we stayed out really late after the date, and he didn't have a car at the time and he wanted me to take him home. I was this close to making a bad decision with him. But I had actually texted my mom, like, hey, I'm going on this date. And my friend knew I was going on the date, so she was expecting me to come back to the house. And I think because of that, it wasn't so much that, like, I wanted to honor God in my life choices. It was like, oh, I think I'm kind of not wanting these people to think badly of me if I make a bad decision. So maybe my heart wasn't in the right place, but God used that accountability to keep me from making a bad decision. So a win is a win. Trust me, these 3 things will go a long way in your fight to remain true to God during this difficult time. You're going to make it. And God has such an amazing plan for your life right now.
You know, I respect what you're saying. And I guess my thing on it is we sit up here and we talk about, oh, let him lead you and let him guide you. But then, you know, when we don't want to listen, then it's, oh, well, I don't want to hear that, or I don't want to follow that direction. Whenever your husband says, oh, I think God told me to do this, I think God told me to say that, then all of a sudden, you can't hear God no more. All of a sudden, when you pray, God ain't speaking to you. God ain't saying the same thing. And even when he isn't, it's on you to submit to your husband. And so if your husband says, yeah, but I did, and this is what we're doing, and this is where I think that we need to go, and you actually trust that man, and he's shown himself to be trustworthy, then y'all kind of keep on questioning the man. That's where the problem goes. Y'all do everything you can trust, and you can do all these things, but when it's game time, then all of a sudden the questions never end.
Good enough. I've seen some bum ass looking scruffy ass bitches be in relationships.
Yep.
That makes no sense.
Maybe not.
Scruffy. Dude, there's bitches with beards out here. They got a man, and I know.
Now I just might be able to solve her problem. Try this social experiment. Take this same audio clip, right, and go get a third opinion from a guy that you deem to be worthy of your time. Now, if he knows you personally, it won't have the same effect. So I need you to find somebody that doesn't really know you, let alone what you sound like, and have them listen to just the audio portion of that clip, just the audio part. Once they're done listening to the audio clip, ask them, hey, from a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive do you think that woman is, just based on what they heard? And in that moment, you are going to realize any man of substance does not care solely on the way that woman looks. He also gives a fuck about her character, let alone how she carries herself and the way she even speaks. Now, I'm no one to tell you that you're a bad person. You might be a wonderful fucking candidate. You might be a wonderful partner, but it is very difficult to tell from that clip alone. And given you posted this online so the world's going to see it, but I think you should consider the way you deliver certain messages.
And this is what a lot of men are telling women. Y'all want men to be emotionally available. Y'all want men to read the room, read the situation, and understand it. How come you don't have to do the same thing?
Understand how crazy you look crying about ending up alone. I'm saying this as somebody who is 33 years old. I got divorced when I was 27, less than a year after my wedding. And one thing I will never do is cry about ending up alone. And I'm actually not saying that for the reason you think. It's not just because like, oh, love yourself and you'll be fine if you're alone. It's because like you are going to find partnership, and actually you'll be so shocked how perfect the person that you are going to connect with is going to be for you, and how quickly it can happen. All you bitches who love crying about ending up alone are the most magical, magnificent women I've ever seen in my life, and I'm sick of hearing it, and I'm not going to listen to it anymore. I have so many girlfriends who are like, I would literally marry them tomorrow. They're the loves of my life. They will get into those moods where they're just like, I feel like, you know, what if it doesn't happen for me? I'm getting older. I want to have kids, all these things. And I have told every single one of them on repeat, and they know what I'm going to say when they come to me. And I'm hoping that's actually why they come to me, because they know I'm going to give them a little, you know, hug and a little pat on the back, is that they are going to connect with their person, and it can actually happen so fast. And I've actually been roasting one of my good girlfriends because she, you know, used to bring this up from time to time. We would talk about it, obviously. And in the last couple months, she met someone who is just such a manifestation of the type of partnership she was looking for. And it's just been so aligned, and it's moving so quickly, like literally in the span of a few months, like all the things are happening. And I just wanted to share that because I feel like there's a lot of people who are in that space who are like, boo-hoo, what if I end up alone? Like, bitch, you look crazy. You know you're not going to end up alone. Like, we're actually sick of you saying that you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. You're so smart. You're so funny. You're so kind. You're so generous. You're so loving. Ending up alone is just not in the agenda. Obviously, you don't want to get attached to the fact that someone is coming or a certain type of person is coming, but I just know ending up alone is not in the plan. Like, and for me, that absolutely means like I plan to have some kind of commune situation where all my friends and all my girlfriends, we can all live together. So regardless of what it ends up looking like, I just know it's going to be.
So it's okay that it's moving so fast, but previously, if it's somebody that you don't like, then that would have been love bombing. I think modern women say a lot of things and they don't even really know what they're talking about, to be honest. It's based on when they want to do something. It's based on how they feel about it. And they'll enjoy keeping each other single. And I kind of think the next clip is sort of talking about the same thing.
That just happens to be in a relationship with a man. I find it so crazy how a lot of women will flip on other women as soon as they get into a relationship because all of a sudden they become male-centered. That logic sounds so fucking dumb to me. A lot of y'all are single and miserable. A lot of y'all are single because y'all are intolerable. A lot of y'all are single because y'all are only dating men for experiences. Why the fuck do you want this man to take you on wine tastings and trips and all this other shit when you've never even done that shit for yourselves? You can't even afford to. A lot of y'all are complaining saying, why would I waste money to put gas in my car to go on this date? Just say you're fucking broke and shouldn't be dating in the fucking first place. Just say that. It always comes off as miserable, especially when y'all give opinions on shit like, oh, he bought her flowers. Like, that's bare minimum as fuck. Flowers is $14. When the fuck has a man ever bought you some fucking flowers, bitch? And then saying some shit like, oh, I don't date men because I know my worth. I'm just waiting my time. I know my worth. No, the fuck you don't. You've accepted worse before. You've accepted a man not buying you shit and still stayed, but you're just miserable and single. So now all of a sudden you have these fucking opinions and these think pieces.
And that's kind of what I was saying in the last clip. Modern women will say that everything is bare minimum. I don't mind being alone. My time will come. And with your attitude, it's never truly going to come because everything to you is the bare minimum. The man could move heaven and earth for you, and that for you would still be the bare minimum.
Having been in a relationship, chronic singleness should be studied because it does something to your brain. It messes with your brain. Never having been picked, never having been wanted, never having been desired, as you go through all of these years, 27 years for me, 27 years of wanting connection and trying really hard for it and not getting it. And that chronic singleness is something that wasn't talked about when I was younger. And I'm so grateful we're talking about it now. And then you're gaslit by people in a society that tell you that you shouldn't care about it, that if you want it, there's something wrong with you, at the same time telling you you should be wanting it because all the books, all the movies, everything is talked about is romantic love and what it is like and what it feels like and that you should want it. And so when you seek after it and you never get it, it messes with your brain. Over the last few years, specifically the last year, I've been working really hard on this burden complex that I have. And I was talking to my sister-in-law and she said, like, I don't know where that comes from. Why do you feel like you're a burden? And I'm like, because I have been. Because people in my life have made me feel that. Not because they wanted to, but just out of the fact that, like, I wasn't anybody's priority. I never existed as somebody's priority, as somebody's person, as somebody that you're walking through life with. And you know that you can turn and count on that person. Every need I've ever had, I've either fulfilled it or I've had to ask for it. And that's not the same when you're in a relationship, and most of a healthy relationship. I know there's going to be outliers. We don't need to talk about that right now. But like, there is something very difficult about having to ask for every one of your needs to be met. Because the majority of the time when you're in a relationship, you don't even realize that you're getting needs met that you didn't even know you had. Maybe 20% of the time, 30% of the time, whatever it may be. But when you're chronically single and you've existed all of your life, I have to do all those things by myself. And then when I have a need, maybe the need is companionship, maybe the need is communication, maybe the need is just somebody to be there for you. I have to ask for it. And in asking for it, I have to prepare myself that they might say no, because they have a priority list, and the priority list normally goes husband, wife, spouse, whoever it may be, children, and then when they have energy for other things, then they...
I mean, I don't know what you guys think relationships are. I don't know what you think marriages are going to be, but you're going to have to ask. It's two people on a team, and over time, and even still, over time, you might not know what your partner wants. Yeah, you're going to get better at it, I would assume, over time, but I don't think you guys truly know and understand what relationships and marriage actually is. I know you want companionship, but you have to work at that, man. That's the thing. You're always going to have to ask. I'm sure if you go ask your family, those who are in relationships, they're going to tell you, no, I have to tell him what I need, what I want. He can't read my mind, and I thought he could. That's a very big misconception for a lot of modern women.
You're not mad at him. You're mad at yourself because you settled for a dude that you were never interested in the first place. It's Coach B. Wiley. If you're sitting at home right now, twiddling your thumbs, whether you're at work, in the car, wherever you're listening to this to, I need for you to understand that you're worth as much as you believe that you're worth. And he's going to see your worth based upon what you tolerate. So when you don't tolerate BS, he knows he can't throw it at you. Literally, he cannot throw you any old thing and see if it sticks because he knows you're going to bow. You're going to block it. And you'll be like, dude, come with something better or you can get on. When you have that kind of energy on you, he's definitely not going to try you too much because he realizes you know your worth. You know that you're a quality woman and I can't be doing what I did with her like I did to the other women. So I'm going to fall back on this because she ain't going to take this and she going to block me. And I don't want to be blocked. I want to date her. So stop this, sis. You got it.
I guess for me, the problem is y'all are sitting up there blocking all the energy. So it really doesn't matter what type of, well, if he throws a bad energy, y'all are going to block all of it because y'all are going to think your standards are so high that nothing can get through. So, and you're going to be upset because why can't anybody meet my standard? Well, because your standard is silly. Y'all filter out everything unless the man is 6 foot tall, 6 feet tall, 6-pack, 6 figures. Other than that, y'all, honestly and truly, y'all are not really good at picking and vetting men. You might have a couple of good spurts here and there, but on the whole, y'all keep on picking the wrong man, and you should be mad about that.
If you are a single woman in your, let's say, mid-30s to late 30s, and you still do not have kids, do you feel sad? Not mad, because I don't think anybody would actually be mad or upset, but do you feel sad or left out when like your friends with kids all get together and you're not invited? Like people talk about like, oh, when you have kids, you don't get invited anymore places because they know like you have kids and it's harder to manage your life and go out and do things when you have kids. But we don't really talk about the other side of it, like the people who don't have kids that also don't get invited to maybe birthday parties because they don't have kids of their own to bring, or maybe they don't get invited to like trips or, you know, to just go to the park or whatever it is. I'm one of those people that like, I don't need a kid to show up. Like I will be there for your kids and for you and just for the good time and vibes. But I'm starting to realize something, and I've noticed this, and obviously like I feel like it's a known thing. Parents with kids are always going to reach out to other parents with kids. But why do we forget about the friends that we had before we had kids? And why don't we include them anymore? I know this is like a very weird topic. I feel like I'm going to get probably people from both ends of this, and that's kind of what I want is different.
Well, you are included, like all the time. As a matter of fact, you'll have a woman that says something like, well, you know, I have this friend and, you know, she's alone and she's this and she's that, and why don't we bring her on the date? And they'll do that type of stuff. But the friend will feel like left out. They'll feel like the third wheel. So the married couple or the couple in a relationship will have to do everything that they can to make that person feel like they're not a burden. And they're really, a lot of times, actually not. They're not a burden. It's just, that's the way you feel. I feel terrible being a third wheel. So it's not necessarily, yes, they do seek out friends that are married and have kids, but they never really do forget about you. It's just that over time, your interest in the things that you're doing, it doesn't really align with what they're doing. Like they're trying to build a family and you might be out there partying, right? Well, I can't come party because I got to work tomorrow. And for the free time that I do have, I have a child to take care of. Or like, you know, I have to take care of my wife. I have to take care of my husband. I have like actual responsibilities. I'm not in the same phase of my life, right? So we can't do the same thing that we used to do because, I mean, I'm sure you have responsibilities, but I have more. Different responsibilities. Let me say it like that.
I'm so fucking lonely. Like sometimes, you know, I get sad. I'm like kind of in a mood.
for what feels like no reason. I'm just like by myself, and my phone be so dry, like I forget my phone at home. I've been forgetting my phone at home a lot. And the thing is, I love this for me. I love this for me because there are people that I can call, but my peace is more important. If I want to rebuild a roster, I can. But why talk to people who are gonna annoy the shit out of me? I have a couple exes I can hit up. But for what? They're an ex for a reason. And like, this shit kind of sucks. But like, I love it here. Because I love Janice enough to not go and dwell in places with people that are not for me. And so I feel like with that level of understanding, like, both feelings can exist, right? Like, I can have this really uneasy, unsettling feeling of loneliness, but I can also be happy about that feeling. It's so weird. Like, those two things can exist. Like, things can exist on opposite ends of the spectrum, and we don't understand that. It either has to be all negative or all positive or all good and all bad. No, they can sometimes be both. Yeah.
Well, I guess I would say you're probably in this predicament because you had a roster. That mindset is what gets a lot of modern women passed by. Well, I love it for me because of this, this, and this. And I get you're probably trying to be positive about the situation, which is fantastic. You don't want to be walking around down in the dumps all the time. But while you're being positive, let's tackle some of the negative aspects about who you are as a person. Doesn't mean that you're going to hate yourself. It just means maybe I should step back and look at and assess who I am and say, yeah, man, if I were on the other side of this, maybe there's some things about myself that I wouldn't like. Yeah, I can definitely see how in my past relationships that wasn't great. Doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. It just means that you're taking a step back and saying, maybe I didn't hit the mark on this one. I've had to do that in the past. I think my last relationship, when it ended, man, obviously I felt like I was justified for doing and saying the things that I did say and did. But some of that stuff, the more and more I thought about it, I was like, well, I kind of did it too much over here, or I was kind of disrespectful over here, right? And at that point in time, I actually reached out. It was some months later. Well, I apologized when I did it. But, when you sit back and think about it, like really think about it, like really get to the root of it, then I reached out and apologized again. I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry for that. I shouldn't have done that. That was silly of me. I was very disrespectful, and I can understand completely how you feel, right? And it doesn't matter if people accept it or not. I'm clearing the deck for myself, and I'm going to get what I want. Modern women, a lot of times, they don't clear the deck for themselves. They just say, oh, well, it is what it is, and I never regret my decisions, and I'm just going to move forward. Great. You're going to die alone. No cat. I mean, you can get cats, you can get dogs, all of the wine, all of the trips. But I'm telling you right now, you want to start thinking about how you were detrimental in the relationship, how you could have done better in the relationship, and see where you get. You might have to go back and apologize. You might have to send a text message. You might have to send a voice note. Nobody is perfect, and modern women at some point in time need to start realizing that.